Greetings YouTube, I'm Mitch Goth, and today we'll be discussing electronic voice phenomenon, commonly referred to as EVP. EVP is one of the most popular concepts in the paranormal world today, and it's not hard to see why. EVP doesn't require expensive gadgets to collect, and it pretty often can reveal some intriguing results. Some call EVP the backbone of paranormal today, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to determine whether they're right or wrong for yourself. So, let's get into it. EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon, and it refers to a spiritual voice or sound manifesting in an audio recording. Now, because microphones and recorders can pick up a wider range of frequencies than human ears can, they'll be able to pick up things that we ourselves can't perceive. It is believed that EVP exists in this additional layer of white noise that we can't perceive on our own. And when recorded and played back, those EVPs can finally be heard. EVP recording dates back to the mid-1950s when early paranormal researchers began noticing sounds on their reel-to-reel recordings that weren't present when they were recording. Soon, reel-to-reel recording for EVPs became a cornerstone of the paranormal community in that era, being further popularized by the work of Latvian parapsychologist Konstantin Raudive. The work of Konstantin Raudive is really where modern EVP theory started to take shape. In his 1971 book, Breakthrough, Raudive detailed 4 rules to EVP recordings that seem to hold up to this day. They speak rapidly and in a seemingly forced rhythm. They can speak in multiple different languages. The rhythm they speak in imposes a short, telegram-style wording, and grammatical rules are frequently abandoned. Many of these concepts remain part of EVP study today, and they're characteristics that researchers look for to parse EVPs from background noise. Today, EVP remains an irreplaceable staple of the paranormal community. If you come across any paranormal investigator, they'll probably have a recorder handy, or maybe 2 or 3. If you look for ghost hunting groups online, you'll definitely see many logos with audio waveforms among them. That perhaps is one of the best testaments of just how continuously intertwined EVP is into the paranormal community. But how does one go about collecting an EVP today? Well, let's talk about it. The most central aspect to EVP recording is, of course, the recorder, and it's come a long way since the day of boxy reel-to-reels. For years, cassette recorders were the most portable ones around, and they were a ghost hunting staple of the late 20th century. Many still use cassette recorders, and some even haul out reel-to-reels now and again, for the supposed heightened ability of tape recorders to catch that special brand of white noise that spirit voices reside in. But it's 2020, and the most popular options out there are digital recorders. Now, I won't recommend to you any specific brand or model because I don't think it quite comes down to that level of specificity. No, when you're dealing with EVP recording, it's much more about the individual aspects of the recorder than a particular model or brand. These days, one difference you can find in the recorders available are whether they're rechargeable or battery operated. Now, rechargeable is convenient in its own way, but in a field known for rapidly and strangely draining power supplies, a rechargeable recorder can end up being quite useless partway through an investigation due to battery draining. And of course, you want a good microphone, but more than that, you want good audio quality control, which can help you control how much white noise is in your recording. Recorders set on long play or low quality will of course be lower in quality, but they'll also be picking up more of that ambient white noise they wouldn't have otherwise. I prefer to use the middle settings or standard play settings, but I know many an investigator who swears by the lower quality or long play settings in order to pick up that extra bit of white noise where EVPs might be hiding. Another imperative feature is choice of audio file you want to record in. Using a compressed file format like an MP3 is a great way to lose all of your EVPs, so most recommend using an uncompressed file format like the WAV format. Being able to ensure you're doing that and not losing any audio quality and needless file conversions after the fact is a big plus in any recorder. One thing that's becoming more common out of convenience is the use of cell phones as EVP recorders. Now, I won't say they don't work or don't get results, but what I will say is that you're unlikely to get the same results in terms of audio quality or audio file control out of a cell phone recorder than you would a purpose-built digital recorder. But if you're in an investigation and your recorder battery suddenly mysteriously drains, a cell phone recorder could do decently well in a pinch. Another thing you might notice in today's world of EVP recording is the number of advertised add-ons there are to supposedly make your EVP sessions more productive and efficient. Now, I won't go into them all or whether they all work. I'll just say they're interesting but not necessary. I own a few of them, and I can say I've had productive EVP sessions both with and without them. So if you're just beginning, don't get ahead of yourself. Just get yourself a good recorder and, of course, some good software. Once you've got your recorder handy, you'll need some good software to analyze your recordings for EVPs. Some of the most common options are WavePad and Audacity, both known for their general ease of use and their wide array of analytical features. Audio software provides visual elements to your recordings, as well as a wide array of playback features that you won't get simply by hitting play and reverse on your recorder. It is, in many ways, just as pivotal to the EVP recording process as the recorder itself. EVPs are known to be quick and strangely rhythmic, so having a program that's able to slow pieces down when needed can help make EVPs more understandable. Others come through under blankets of white noise, so having a program that's able to cut through the white noise without damaging the voice itself is always good. And other EVPs can even come through reversed, and these programs make it very easy to select a piece of recording and reverse it if you ever do come across one of those rare occasions when an EVP comes through reversed in one of your recording sessions. I mentioned earlier that graphics and logos in the paranormal community often feature audio waveforms, and this part of EVP research is why. Audio analysis is all about going over your EVP session inch by inch, piece by piece, searching for any audio responses to your questions or any other voices or sounds that seem out of place. And if you happen upon an EVP in your recording, these software programs allow you to select it, separate it, and save it so you can build your own personal catalog of electronic voice phenomenon. I'll take this moment to stress again the importance of WAV file format, because your audio software can only be as good as the recording it is analyzing. Using WAV file format is the best way to get uncompressed audio and making sure all your ambient and white noise sounds in your recording is intact. But aside from picking the right audio file format, there is much more you can do to make sure your EVP session is more productive. So, if you're new to EVP recording, here's a couple of tips to help make your EVP sessions more productive and help make analysis a little easier on yourself. One thing you're going to want to do is always make sure to audibly note when you experience something while investigating, like a cold spot or seeing an apparition, as an EVP could well be happening at the exact same time you're experiencing that, and it's important to know when evidence or events correspond. But at the same time, you're not going to want to talk too much. Remember, you're going to have to go back over all of this audio later, so save your future self from having to listen to side conversations by simply not having them. The more you can stay focused during your EVP session means the more questions you're able to ask and the more answers you can potentially get from the spirits. If you come across an area of high activity, try some immediate playback sessions, just a few questions that you play back right then and there to check for audio anomalies. You'll be surprised the kind of evidence you might collect, and because you're doing it right in the middle of your investigation, you can use the information you collect through that session to build on future questions later on in your hunt. One more thing you'll want to remember is to always space out your questions. Nobody likes being bombarded with questions, and spirits are no exception. If you want to get answers out of them, you have to give them ample time to respond to you. 30 seconds is a good rule, though some might choose to wait a minute or longer between their questions. Patience is pivotal in EVP recording, and it pays off. So that has been my video on electronic voice phenomenon and how to record it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, stay spooky, my friends. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and give the video a like if you haven't already. I also have Twitter and Facebook page links down in the description, as well as a photo reference list at the very end of this video for all of the photos used in today's video. Now, I don't have a sponsor or anything to put an ad here, but what I do have is a new novel I want to tell you about. It's called Tether. It's a sci-fi time travel adventure that I wrote and had published in 2019. It's currently available on Amazon, on Audible, paperback, and on Kindle. So if you're looking for a good read and thought a video about electronic voice phenomenon would be a good place to find one, there's a link in the description.